So another good idea. I've had students that like when they get stuck like that, and it's showing that that we're having a session or whatever. They'll either email me. Sometimes the notifications pop up, and I can like let them in. And then sometimes I know they'll send each other like on the group me like, hey, can you let them know I'm in the waiting room? I just need to be reminded, alerted that you're in the waiting room a lot of times. Let me log in here. Let's get rid of this. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna just relog in. Allow. Yeah, just hang out towards the end and just remind me. More than likely, I just mark you as excused. Don't worry about it. Sign in. Who got Chaka? Okay. Let's see. This is College Algebra 1. This course. Okay. Let me share my screen. Start the broadcast. Let me check. Tate and Grace. This one in. Okay. So let's start here. Where'd it go? Let's do this thing. Oh, come on. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's really annoying. Can I change the order of this? Yes, sort by name. Name. Can you just reverse the order? Come on. Come on. You can do it. Okay, good. Just stop right there. Go back. There it is. Next one, 2 p.m. Come on. Hopefully I got the right one. That looks correct. Okay. So yeah, my device is kind of throwing a little bit of a tantrum, but we'll let it be. Okay. So we're here at week 5. This is the end of week 5. So on Monday, what we did is we went to section 1.5, transformation of functions. And then so that recording is there if you missed it. It's the same thing that's in the pre-recorded lecture. You just got to make sure to get your attendance credit or mark for attendance on some level. And then so we got through most of it. We may have been fallen short by like maybe 1 or 2 examples. So then today what we'll do, we'll go through as many of the corresponding homework questions corresponding to this section. Section 1.5 is on transformation of functions. It's an extension of section 1.4, a library of basic functions. And so what we're doing is practicing techniques for graphing different kinds of functions, right? So we're just gonna hop over to Pearson. Section 1.5 right here. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's go to the 2 p.m. Who good, Tucker? Yeah. I'm supposed to be doing this for like the next 3 hours, and I am not there. Like, I just want to be to myself. Like,
understandable.
Like, I'm always forcing myself to like talk about this, but it's okay. All right, let's see. Hey, Google, give me a random number between 1 and 20.
10.
10. Let's start off with question 10. Okay. Okay. Another thing that I'd like to do. Let me open up this from Zoom. Participants, you guys look good. Okay. I should be able to do this. A poll. I want to launch this one. Okay, cool. So In Zoom, I just started a poll, right? And so many of these questions are multiple choice, right? I already got one vote for A. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see. And I like it because
Wait. I just saw that popped up out of nowhere. I was
it's
trying to click on something. My bad.
you're good. Let me relaunch it. Okay. So we restarted the poll. So with many of these questions, it's still a vote for A. Let's see. Let's check it out. So begin by graphing the absolute value function, then use transformations of this graph to graph the given function. Let's see. So with absolute value now, the recommendation is when we're doing multiple transformations in one function, the recommendation is to work our way from the inside to the out, right? So the innermost nested transformation is going to be that -3. So we're subtracting 3 on the inside. Inside manipulations cause a horizontal change and is the reverse of our intuition. So that means the V should go to the right 3 units. Okay, so A is still promising. It's definitely not B, and it's definitely not D. So it's either A or C. So after we subtract 3, next, as we work our way out, we multiply the outside by a negative, right? Outside manipulations typically cause a vertical change and follow our intuition. So multiplying the outside of our basic function by a negative basically affects the y. So the y's go from positive to negative. So it is upside down. I think with those 2 pieces of information, that is enough to go with A. All right, I can get down with A. Let's go with it. We didn't even bother with the final piece, right? Because it was upside down and C was not upside down, so it couldn't have been C. Hey, Google, give me a random number between 1 and 20. I'm gonna say 13.
9.
Okay, that's okay. Let's go with 9. Okay. Okay. So I asked a series of questions. I'm going to end this poll. And feel free to, if you want to get some feedback, feel free to type it in the chat. Right. So let's see. We're asked to use transformations of f of x equal to x squared to graph the following function. All right. So first question is, how in the chat, if you feel confident, how many transformations are at play here? And if you feel confident in saying the number of transformations, can you like type out the 4 different, I just gave you the answer. So there are 4 different transformations. Talking too fast, right? Can anybody identify the 4 transformations and put them in the order that we should do them, right? And the hint is, not only are there 4 transformations, but again, the goal is we want to work our way from the inside to the out, right? Hey, Google, play the Jeopardy theme song.
Got it. Playing Jeopardy. Theme song, 1 hour on YouTube
Let me
Music.
see something. If I go here, that's a little bit loud. If I go to right here, where is it? There it is. Oh, come on. Hang on. Oh, it worked. Okay, cool. Anybody feel confident? Okay, I see the -2 widens the function. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm trying to put in order, but when I try to take to another line, it just sent it. So that's the first part. I was still typing.
Okay, so you feel good about walking us through it?
Yes, sir.
What's the first transformation? Where would you start?
The -2, I think, widens it out. Widen out the function, and the +4 with the x +4, it makes the unit goes 4 units to the right.
Okay.
And the -3 make the unit go down by 3 units.
Okay, so you got 1 out of the 3. Can anybody either correct him, or does anybody know which one he got correct? And the other 2, he actually got them backwards. Does anybody know which one he got correct?
Yeah, I can do it.
How does it go?
So
We start
first you're gonna flip the function down because it's a negative.
Okay.
And then you're gonna widen it by 2 because it's gonna be a vertical stretch.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go to the left 4 units because in the parentheses it should be inverse of what it says.
Okay.
And then we'll move down 3 units.
Yo, that's actually pretty good. Okay.
I did it wrong.
Oh, it's no worries. But I'm glad we're doing it this way. The only change that I would make is start from the inside first, because if you don't do it in the right order, it'll kind of put the final image in the wrong position sometimes. So what the second student said is correct as far as what the transformations were. I would just shift the order to where we do the +4 first. So we start with the innermost nested transformation first. So then that +4, again, it does tell us to go to the left by 4. I would do that first. And then the vertical stretch by a factor of 2 is correct. And then flip it vertically and then go down 3, right? So that was actually really good. That was really good feedback from both gentlemen. I think, so then here, I'm gonna actually just leave that for now. So let me actually, right here, let me zoom out some. That's and it's good to get feedback like this, because if you don't say anything and it's kind of lax right now because we're not in a testing environment. But again, I had some students in the spring. We were remote pretty much the entire semester, but then the final was an in-person final, in a testing environment, right? So to try to prepare for that potential reality, that's why I try to ask you guys questions to get some feedback. Okay, so the parent function here is x squared, which is second row right. Okay, I'm just going to click randomly. I'm going to click, okay, how many points do we need? 2. Okay, so now let's track the vertex, right? Let's start. I'm just going to move this point kind of out of the way, and I'm going to start with the vertex at the origin, right? So let's track it. If we do the transformations working our way from the inside to the out, we can kind of keep track of this vertex, right? So the first one says that +4 moves the graph to the left by 4. So this vertex is now at -4. Give me a second, guys. I think we're okay. Then we'll come back to that vertical stretch by a factor of 2, also with the flipping upside down. But then the vertex goes down by 3. All right. So -4, -3 is there. And okay, normally, a simple thing is if that's the location of the vertex, then I'm just going to let X, I'm just going to go one side or the other. So I'm going to let X be -3, find the corresponding line. When X is -3, -3 plus 4 is 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 times -2 is -2. -2 plus -3 is -5. So the second point should be at -3, -5. Okay. So again, the way I did this graph, at first I just tracked the vertex. Once I got that into position, then I just went to the right by 1. I chose that X value, found the corresponding Y, and then it gave me this graph. I'm gonna hit save. I think this is okay. Okay, let's check and keep moving. This is good feedback. I'm enjoying this. Okay. Hey, Google, give me a random number between 1 and 20. 2. Hey, Google, change your volume to 60%. Whoa. Hey, Google, pause. You know what? How could I use that? I know how I can use it, but I don't want to use it. It's fine. Okay, I think she said 5. I don't even know why I'm giving it a gender. Graph the following function. Okay, let's hop back to the poll. I like the poll. Let's see right here. In the poll, I want to relaunch it. Okay. Start it. Cool. Okay. So for this one, we're asked, and let's we could zoom in some. I think this is big enough. Maybe. Let me try zooming in some. Hopefully that's not too distorted. Okay. So here we're asked to graph the following function. There is a poll available. Is the result A, B, C, or D? Okay, since we have this image. So the base function here is what? Square root function, right? The way I remember the shape of the square root function is the top half of a sideways parabola, right? So we have that +1 on the outside of our basic function. So if that +1 is on the outside, how does it affect the graph, and which one of these graphs showcase that? Okay, there's at least one vote for A. Okay. Right, so the +1 is on the outside of our basic function. outside manipulations cause a vertical change and it follows our intuition. So that +1 on the outside means our graph goes up, right? And I think the only one that goes up is A. Let's go with A. All right, hit enter. Nice. Okay. Hey Google, give me a random number between 1 and 20.
17.
17. Spleen King, 17, right here. Hoga chaka. Use the graph of y equals f of x to graph the function g of x, which is going to be f of x minus 1. Okay. Let's launch the poll. Right. So notice that the -1, we're subtracting 1 on the inside of the basic function. Or sorry, on the inside of the function. Right. So if you think about how subtracting 1 on the inside affects the graph, which one of these 4 results captures that change, right? There's a vote for D. Okay. Any other takers? Go once. Let me see. Can we see who it is? I could download the information. I'll do that later. Okay. So yeah, right. So we subtracted 1 on the inside. You know, I just realized I didn't feed this dog. That's why she's acting crazy. Oh, that's gonna be a long day. I'll feed her after you guys. I think I can do it. So I'm not gonna lie. Like, let me just go with D, and I just want to give a little bit of story. So you know, in the game that I play, Mobile Legends, and I'll give you a backstory on this question. You know, I hit like the highest rank level that I've ever hit in the match, and the season ends in like 2 days. So I was like, oh, I'm not playing rank anymore. So I started playing this other mode called Overdrive. Oh my Lanta, like you know, everybody's like ultimate is max energy. You don't have max like unlimited health, but you got nearly unlimited energy. You just be running around, you can teleport everywhere. It's like mayhem. It's just so much fun. And the matches go fast because everything is souped up. So the 30-minute matches turn into like 10-minute matches. So that's what I've been doing for like 4 hours straight. So I forgot to feed my dog. Okay, so with this question, right? Real quick before we leave, we subtracted 1 on the inside. Inside manipulations cause a horizontal change, and it's the reverse of our intuition. So because we're subtracting 1 on the inside, that moves in the positive x direction, which is to the right. Okay, so the only one that moved to the right was a D. Hey, Google, give me a random number between 1 and 20.
Here's a random number, 4.
Okay, let's see what's going on with question 4. Question 4 graph. Let me hop over to the chat for this one. Okay, that's cool. Graph this function. Anybody feel like either typing or coming on the audio and walking me through this one, or just describe? It should be quick. All right, this one is kind of straightforward. So the basic shape, just kind of move this over. That's gonna have to work. All right, the basic shape is a parabola. So I'm gonna choose the parabola tool. I'm just gonna click randomly in this. I just clicked randomly. I didn't even click at the origin. So then the only transformation, we subtracted a 4 on the outside of our basic function. So that moves the graph down by 4, right here. -4, enter. I'm gonna hit save. Okay, so all it is a U-shaped curve that we shifted down by 4. Okay. Hey, Google, give me a random number between 1 and 20.
5.
Okay, so since we already did 5, we're going to go ahead and do 6. Okay, let's hop back over to the poll. Let me end this poll and restart. Watch. Okay, so is this one A, B, C, or D, right? We have the base function is absolute value of x. We're adding 1 on the inside. I'll give you just a moment or two. Let me see, maybe I can. I think how I'm gonna do it. Hey Siri, play the Jeopardy theme song.
Jeopardy main theme by Geek Music now playing.
Ooh, geek music. This one, yeah, cool. Okay, I'll just let that. Oh, I like the other one better. Hey Siri, play the Jeopardy theme song from YouTube. 1 hour. Boo. Google can do it. Okay. Well, maybe if I keep that on file, I'll just let it. Where'd it go? This one. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. I'm going to suppress that. Let's see. All right. So we got several votes for C, right? Okay. So with this graph, it's a V-shaped curve. The +1 should move it to the left by 1. So let's see if C is correct. Check the answer. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is good stuff. Okay. Hey, Google, give me a random number between 1 and 20. Oh, did I change the volume? Hey, Google, give me a random number between 1 and 20.
Here's a random number, 12.
12. Okay, let's look at 12. Is this multiple choice? No. Write the function whose graph is this, but it's shifted. Okay, let's do this in the chat. Let's try this one in the chat. And just give it a go. So this one asks us to write the function whose graph is the graph of the absolute value function, but it's shifted to the right by 1 unit, right? So just in the chat real quick, I'll give you a little bit of time, but can anybody type the result to this one? Yeah, now I'm getting down now. This might be copyrighted for I'm hoping that maybe because it's educational and it's off in the distance, maybe. Anybody got this one? We want to shift it to the right by 1 unit. All right, going once. This time. Okay, stop. Okay. All right, so absolute value. If we want to go to the right, that means we're moving side to side. That means it needs to be an inside manipulation. Right is plus x, so we need to do the opposite. So it should be -1 on the inside, right? Okay. So it should be absolute value of x -1. I'm going to go with that. Okay. I don't know when you guys typed it, because I know it wasn't there when I started talking, but we're going to let it be. I don't know if I can give you credit for that one. It's okay. Let's see. Hey, Google, give me a random number between 1 and 20.
Here's a random number, 20.
All right, hang on, gentlemen. I'll be right back. Yeah, give me a moment. I'll be right back. I don't know if you can see that. Just give it a go. I'll be right back. All right. Probably should have tried a non-copywritten version, but that's okay. All right, so we're back. 75. What is 75? Okay. And what temperature is the thermostat set during daylight hours? Let's see. So let's blow this guy up. Yeah, okay. Pretty close, right? So it looks like it's halfway between 72 and 76. So with this image expanded, did y'all want to adjust? Right. So instead of 75, I think it's because it's right on the line. So I know you probably couldn't see it before. I'm going to go with 74. If it lets me type. Okay. The thermostat is set to how many degrees overnight? Okay. So what's it set to overnight?
Yeah, 75 for like. Oh, I mean, like at the start of it, like. Yeah, it seems
Like
like that's at like.
53.
Yeah, that looks like 3.
So this one was 74 because it's right on the line, right? It's
Yeah.
right on that line is halfway between 72 and 76. So that you wouldn't have seen it before because it was small. So that's why I blew it
Yeah,
up.
it looked like 75 to me, but that looks like 53.
53. Let's see. So halfway would be what? 54 is going by twos. 54. And
Yeah,
then
I
half
think so.
54 and 52. I can get down with 53. Right. Let's try 53. What? Let's get rid of this. We got 53. Let's try 53. 53. Nice. Okay. Okay, it says the homeowner reprograms the thermostat to T of T minus 7. Explain how this change affects the temperature in the house and then graph the new function. So notice we subtracted 7 on the outside, right? So you can either kind of like just through brute force, just reason your way through this, or you can apply like transformations like what we've been talking about. So if we subtract 7 on the outside of the function, right, where the x-axis is our time in hours and the y-axis is our temperature and I guess it's what, Fahrenheit. If we subtract 7 on the outside, how does it affect the graph? The temperature will drop by 7, right? Okay, I heard the temperature will drop by 7. So is this here? Is this the first one, second one, third one, or fourth one? If the temperature drops by 7, okay, I think it's the fourth one, right? Yeah, 4. Let's go with that. Cool. Okay, I think we got some more. Okay. So then if we subtract the 7 on the outside, which graph captures us dropping the temperature by 7 on the outside? It looks like A shifted it side to side, so that we know we didn't do that. I think something similar happened with D, so it shouldn't be A or D. If we want to drop the temperature by 7, the peak should be lower. I think I'm gonna go with C, right? Let's go with C. Okay. So then the homeowner reprograms the thermostat to be T of T plus 5, the quantity T plus 5. Explain how this change affects the temperature of the house, right? So then should it be option 1, 2, 3, or 4? Option 1, 2, 3, or 4. We have we're adding 5 on the inside, right? So that's the little T plus 5. Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Okay, so if we think in terms of transformations, right? If we think in terms of transformations, adding 5 on the inside is going to cause a horizontal change and be the reverse of our intuition. So it should move it to the left by 5. If we move the temperature change to the left, then the temperature change should happen earlier, right? It should happen earlier. So 5 hours earlier. Yeah, let's go with that one. Okay, that was interesting. So then which one captures? So I think A and D did not move to the side. We want that. I think D looks like it moved to the right, and C, I'm thinking moved to the left. So let's go with C. Okay. All right. Hey, Google, give me a random number between 1 and 20. I'm gonna go 13.
Here's a random number, 14.
Ooh, I was off by 1. Getting better. As long as I keep practicing, sooner or later. You go play 5D, Sal. Oh man, I'm so sleepy. Okay. Write an equation for a function whose graph fits the description below. Any brave soul feel like they can type this function in the chat, right? So it says the graph of f of x equals x cubed is shifted. So they give us the base function as x cubed. It says it's shifted 6 units left, right? So that's a side to side, stretched vertically by a factor of 3, and reflected in the y-axis. So it's flipped horizontally. Oh, this one is interesting. And it's shifted 5 units up. give it a go. I'm going to give you like a little bit of time on this one. What does this sound like? Hey Siri, play the Jeopardy theme song. I was trying to think of some music. So just take a moment to see if you can get this one. Let me try something else. Hey Siri, play some non-copyrighted game show music. What? Hey Siri, play some non-copyrighted music. No, I'll try one more time. Hey Siri, play some no copyright music. Okay, let's see. It says no copyright, so I'm gonna go with it. Oh yeah, I know this one. Okay, so let's talk about this one. I wanted to give you a moment to think about it, so that was a moment. So I'm going to start this one with the base function, right? Let's get rid of this. Like this, off. Okay. So now it's saying that the base function is x cubed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some parentheses and put my power of 3 up here. Okay. Now first it says it shifted 6 units left. So if we're going side to side, that means it's a horizontal change. That means we need to be on the inside. If we're going left by 6, that means we need to say plus 6 on the inside. Okay. Now this one gets a little bit weird. Stretch vertically by a factor of 3. So if we're doing a vertical change, that means we need to be on the outside. So times 3. Reflect it in the y-axis. So that flip horizontally. So all I'm going to do is one of 2 maneuvers. For right now, I'm just going to put a negative here like this. Let me just try this. Let me try this. And then, because if this doesn't work, I have one other thing that we can do that might work. Okay, so to reflect in the y-axis, I just replace x with negative x. And then shift it 5 units up. Let me just try this to see if it works. So plus 5, okay. Let me see. Let me try this. Okay. So the thing that was a little bit trippy was the flipping in the y-axis. And again, all I did was replace x with negative x for that to work. Okay. All right, let's try another one. I don't know if there's a question or not. But oh, let me check. I don't even know if I checked that. Let me check. Let me get this student. Update my attendance. Oh no, 5 minutes. Party's almost over. What a bummer. 5 minutes. All right. Let me get this student so he can get some credit. Boom. Let's do one more. Hey Google, give me a random number between 1 and 20.
Here's the number, 14.
14. Okay, we did 14, so let's go to 15. Okay, use this graph. Okay, let me hop to my poll. In the poll, relaunch, right? Launch. So use the graph of y equals f of x. Now notice we have f of x minus 2, where that minus 2 is on the outside. So which one of these 4 options captures subtracting 2 on the outside? Is it A, B, C, or D? There's a poll available. Okay, there's a vote for A. Any other takers? Minus 2 on the outside. Minus 2 on the outside. Now this is interesting. Something like this happened earlier. Okay, now we're getting a vote for B. Minus, okay, let's look at it. So minus 2 on the outside, that means it's a vertical change and it should follow our intuition. That one should go down by 2. All right, the only one that goes down by 2 is B. All right. But something similar happened earlier. Basically, people were just piggybacking off of whichever one was first. You know, but it happened just in one example earlier as well. Okay. I know some students had some concerns with attendance. Are there any burning questions before we go our separate ways? Going once, aside from the attendance people, going once, going twice. Okay, if there aren't any burning questions, we're actually going to go ahead and end the session here, gentlemen. Mainly just, make sure to you're getting your attendance credit by getting into the Zoom call. If you miss, just talk to me, and more than likely we'll just, as long as it doesn't become excessive, I will usually just mark you guys as an excuse. So just make sure to be getting your attendance credit and submit your assignments, and you'll be good to go. Yeah. All right, gentlemen.
Professor?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I was checking. It said that on my attendance, they marked me absent, I think.
Hang tight.
Me too also. Well,
Hang tight.
just Mark, I think Mark asking for yesterday.
Yeah, let me
Monday.
Let me stop the stream. Okay, if you were marked absent yesterday, just put it in the chat and I'll use that to update it. Let me see. Let me stop the stream.